Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Master of Orion. In the last video, we just lost a major battle against the Mershon fleet. Now, the Mershon fleet, as far as our points-wise go, we were at a slight disadvantage, but in reality, due to their bigger ships with more firepower, we were actually at a more significant disadvantage than it looked like. And we were able to destroy 3 of their 5 ships, but we lost all of our 5 ships in the combat. But we do have a second fleet coming in, which consists of 6 ships. Now, these are smaller ships predominantly, that hopefully will only have to fight the military outpost. Now, they could, in theory, move their fleet over to engage us. It's possible. But hopefully this fleet will be able to destroy the 2 remaining ships if that does happen, as they only have 2 ships left, and one of them is pretty severely damaged. In any case, we'll have to see how that goes in the next turn. Alright, so they didn't come to engage us, so it appears that we'll have a free shot at their military outpost. We might just attack the military outpost and then jump out. I'm not entirely sure, because I don't think with our pre-existing fleet, or the fleet that we have now, that we really have a chance of success here. It's possible that those 2 ships will come in and attack our fleet as they enter, but we'll have to face that consequence if it happens. So, we do have a growth point here with Gator Prime that we might want to move around. I think I'm going to move it to research so that we can get... Although, honestly, we have that coming in 1 turn anyway, so we might as well put it on food production. Let's check out our other colonies. So, Sol Prime is fine. I don't think I really need to move anything around currently. Other than maybe production. We're going to have another troop transport building. But considering that we just lost so much of our fleet, I think we need to go back into maybe military production. Now, I'll let it build, but I have a feeling that those troop transports are going to be useless for a while. All right, let's go ahead and engage. So we're going to jump into the system and attack the military outpost. Now, our chances here are good. But the military outpost is probably going to have the best tech the Mershon have, so this might be a very much of a risk. Now, honestly, what would we like to happen here? Just try and swarm it and overwhelm it? Alright, first things first, we don't want to shoot through asteroids if we can prevent it. I don't want any of our firepower being used on blowing up asteroids. So come over to here, maybe. And then engage. Fire through this gap, hopefully. Anytime now. Fire. Alright, we got missiles coming. I think that was a mistake, trying to back off. Just get in there. We managed to avoid any losses. I think we took more damage there than we should have, because I got a little... I was more passive than I should have. I should have just let them attack. So we had a severely damaged fleet there, but in the end, we survived. Now, we're going to want to jump out of here as soon as we can. So let's queue that up. As we don't want this fleet to engage us, as we did take damage, and I think this conflict, although we could theoretically win it, is not something that we want to force at the moment. Otherwise, though, that went more or less to plan. So, let's consider what else is going on here. We have a troop transport waiting to come in here. We'll have another one coming, and then another one coming as well. We might as well build up our fleet, continue to do so. So I'm going to build another flea. here. I'm continuing to build fleas here as they produce a lot quicker than wasps do in this system. And I'm actually considering... Nah, we'll wait for the troop transport. Alright, that's more or less what we need to do this turn. We're going to have advanced engineering coming. Alright, we were able to get out of here unscathed. Let's just double check that by making them jump. Okay, so let's do the research first.
Our scientists have made a new discovery.
Alright, so we want the space elevator built as soon as possible. And we also get titanium armor, which we're going to be upgrading all our ships with, hopefully. And let's go ahead and... I'm not going to update the blueprints. I like doing that manually.
Just a minute of your time, President.
Because I don't like the fact that oftentimes the AI strips out equipment from you. We can upgrade the space factory and the colony ship, though, so let's go ahead and do that. Upgrade, upgrade. Because I don't know of another way to do that. And we might have actually missed out on the colony ship and the space factory with other upgrades. But these things I'm not going to upgrade. I want to see the implications of that myself. And our next research, I think I'm going to go with this electronics, which is going to give us the ability to have electronic computers, which should increase our accuracy. So let's do that research, which should also allow us to get better missiles, hopefully, as well. All right, so we have a new ship design, and we have a troop transport that was completed. Now, currently, we're working on a WASP, but we actually want to get the space elevator built immediately, if we can. So let's get that space elevator over. And I probably will be rush buying that. Do we want the same thing on Ptolemy 2? Might as well. It's going to take 8 turns to build over here, too. That's interesting. We have so much more production at our home planet, and yet... Alright, we're very close to getting this produced. Go to our home planet. 8 turns, huh? Even though we have way more production. That seems odd. And... let's send this troop transport over here as well. So we have a total of 8 Marines, soon to be 12 Marines. Now we have to keep an eye on the space factory. We cannot allow it to rebuild that outpost. What fleet needs orders? This fleet. Skip it? I hope I don't have to keep skipping it every turn. That would be annoying. Oh, sleep. There we go. Go to sleep. Alright, now we need our new ship design. Which is going to be a cruiser. And the cruiser is... well, let's first edit the other ships and make sure that they are having the armor that we want. Huh. We already had titanium armor. Oh, titanium. Okay. So, this doesn't increase the space at all, so actually, I could have allowed that upgrade to happen. And let's see what that does. So, currently, we have 60 hull points. So let's see what happens when we upgrade. Goes up to 90, which is nice. Alright, so we're done here. Now we want the fleet upgraded. For whatever reason, it uses the last name you worked on. Alright, so the fleet, we're going to... oh, I just now noticed this theme thing. Yeah, we'll go with theme B, or design B. And we'll be upgrading this to titanium armor as well. And the cruiser, we're going to want to make our own cruiser. All right, currently it has laser cannons, bombs, missiles, and neutron blasters, which I think are more or less the best weapons that we have available. But the first thing we're going to do, it already has the titanium armor. Fusion drive is our best. Shield, it has our shield. It does have some slots left. Except, unfortunately, it looks like all these systems take a lot of space. And I don't know if maybe we want anti-missile rockets. I mean, we're now facing missiles as a threat. So I say we get rid of the bombs entirely. I don't want any bombs. This is going to be a pure combat ship. Now, currently, we don't have very many ships that have bombs. And we may want to have a specialized ship that is more of a bomber. But we're not going to do that just yet. So we have 3 neutron blasters. We're going to upgrade that to 4. And I'll think about doing modifications and things later. But slot 0, I want anti-missile rockets. All right, so now we have 20 space to work with. In theory, we could have done the ECM jammer, which would have made us harder to hit, I believe. But let's look at our missiles. What can we modify? We can give it heavy armor, which we can fit. We can do ECCM, which means they will not be affected by ECM. We can make them fast, which is a nice upgrade, but unfortunately we can't do. And then MIRV, warheads separate from each projectile moments before impact, multiplying the damage done. We also cannot use. We could make them heavy armor, or we could modify the neutron blasters to have continuous fire, makes them more accurate. Auto fire makes them fire faster. Heavy mount, we unfortunately can't afford any of these. Not unless we modify our other lasers. Now, currently we have the laser cannon, which is point defense. I think I would like it to be auto firing as well. Really up that potential, except we can't, unfortunately. Not unless I drop it down, but yeah, that's not going to be enough, unfortunately. Because if I drop that down to 5, then I do that, yeah, we're still over. So I think this is all we're going to be able to fit on the cruiser for now. But this is a pretty formidable ship. What are we going to name it? Well, we've been using insect names, which probably is better for the Klakon than the humans, but that's what I went with. I'm going to name this the Hornet, I believe, is what we're going to use for that name. All right. More or less ready to go. Should we go with a more bomber style ship? If we do, we should probably modify the Wasp to be pure combat as well. Or we could modify them to be pure bombers and just... I'm going to edit it. I'm going to get rid of one of the bombs. Down to nothing. All right, so it has 10 space left over. Fortunately, we can't fit any of the anti-missile systems or any of that. Could fit more laser cannons or more neutron blasters or more missiles. That is pretty much our limit. It gives us more firepower, depending pretty heavily on the missiles, though. We can do another neutron blaster. All right, we can't. Continuous fire too much. Auto fire too much. Heavy mount too much. Developing too much. One thing we could do is we could get rid of one of these point defense and go with the... Oh, even then we can't do that. All right, never mind. So was it really worth getting rid of the bombs? You get more point defense going. Maybe even modify them to auto fire? Or not. You only fit 2, which is upping the firepower. Yeah, I think we want to have more point defense. Matter of fact, I'm actually considering bringing down the Merculite missiles to allow for more point defense ability. Oh, point defense got ticked off on accident there. I was wondering why I was taking up so much space. Oh, so you can't do auto fire and point defense. There we go, 5. There we go. We got a decent allotment of Wasp. Done. All right. Now, one thing I wanted to check with the Hornet just really quickly here. Yeah, the laser cannons are no longer point defense. That was my bad. I didn't realize that that would tick off like that. So we can fit a lot more of these point defense weapons on, or we can fit something else on. Because now we have... Oh, that only freed up a little bit of space. Yeah, done. And then Neutron Blaster. See if we can do any modifications. Fortunately, no. We can probably fit another one. I like the idea of having... You know, one thing I haven't really been paying attention to is the facing of the weapons. And I wonder if that actually even affects anything. Doesn't appear to change the cost or space at all. Let's just make sure that. The 292. Yeah, nothing. So maybe that's not implemented in the game yet. I don't see a reason why to limit your facing if it's going to affect your abilities. There we go. So we have 8 point defense lasers, 5 neutron blasters, 8 Merculite missiles. Pretty happy. So we have Flea, Wasp, Hornet, and we're going to do a bomber. This is going to be a destroyer size. And we'll make it this... actually, we want to make it look different. We'll make it look like that. Because I believe the other destroyers look like the other thing. And we'll do that theme, whatever. And we want this to be a bomber. So, get our... Now, just get rid of everything for now. Now, we might want to give it some military capacity outside of just bombing, but titanium, we want the fusion drive, and we want a shield. Okay. Specials. I think we need any specials for this. So we want a lot of nukes on these. And I'm going to... name this later. I have a name in mind, but I'll name it later. So we can fit 4 bombs on. That's the most we can fit. And we're going to fit... I'm leaning towards... lasers, making them point defense, and putting 3 on. That way it's able to defend itself. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to do anything else. Like I could do just like a single laser and not have it be point defense. Like so. But I like the point defense ability. There we go. So for now, I'm just going to call it a bomber, but I have another name in mind that I'll use later. Okay, so we have the Wasp, the bomber, and the Hornet. Now it's time to set up the production of all of those things. So first thing we're going to want is the Hornet. And we want this space elevator to be produced first. So let's go with the Hornet. And put that here. And it takes 15 turns to build. Wow. And then I also want a bomber. Started. Seems to take about the same amount of time as a wasp. Over at Ptolemy 2, we're currently working on a troop transport. Then we'll be working on the space elevator. And then the flea. So, do we want it to work on the flea? I'm going to say, instead, make me a bomber. We don't have a lot of those. Honestly, we don't have very many wasps either because we just lost them all, but gets us going. 3 turns away from having that built. Alright, I think we're good for the turn. Let's go ahead and progress. I didn't want to see that space pirate. Fortunately, this will be done in 2 turns, and then we can get the space factory out of there. Just get this fleet going. And upgraded. So upgrade all. It's going to cost us a lot of money. There you go. They should be a lot more able now. So we have over 2,000 in strength. So we actually gained some strength there. And I'm half considering sending one of my fleas over to Gator Prime just as a insurance against space pirate fleets. It'll take them a long time to get there, but he sets a game plan. And let's look at Sol Prime here. So this is going to take 7 turns to build. I'm going to try and rush by it, but it's going to probably take a couple turns before I can afford it. I'm tempted to do that. Yeah, let's go all out here. All right, we're not going to get any more production out of it. There we go. We pushed it 1 turn. All right, so this is going to be a real test of these military outposts to see if they actually do anything on their own. Because I'm going to assume the Space Pirate Fleet is a hostile fleet. So
this is GNN.
The mineral classification of a human planet has been upgraded.
Hey, I'll take that.
And now, the state of the galaxy. Current ranking of space fleet strengths.
All right, we're still on top. With the Mershana right behind us. Have the troop transport built. Send that on over. Let's get this flea moving. All right. The current strength of the fleet is 1,900. Current strength of their fleet is a little under 1,000. We still have ships to repair, though. That scout is so gonna get spanked when it gets here. All right, so take a look at this. So it's now a rich planet, which is nice. All right, that's going to be completed in a turn. Going to move that population point over to the research. Let's check out Soul Prime now. So we can get rid of that production. And hopefully rush by next turn. And over here, we're working on that currently, as we just finished the troop transport. Then we'll go to rebuilding our fleet. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with the state of my empire at the moment. We had a conflict that honestly probably didn't end necessarily all that well for me. Could have gone better. But we diminished the Mershan Empire's strength. We were able to take out one of its military outposts, something that we don't have to worry about anymore. And we greatly reduced the strength of their fleet. We're currently getting ourselves ready to be able to increase our fleet dramatically in the near future. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.